Recently, the cryptocurrency industry has been absolutely exploding with growth, and in this video, you're gonna learn all about a brand new project that hasn't even hit the market yet, giving you the opportunity to know about it here first. But please understand that we're not financial advisors, and full disclosure, we do hold these cryptocurrency assets. Cryptocurrency investing is very risky, never risk more than you can afford to lose. Everything in this video is not financial advice, rather just educational here for you at this time. And a big thank you to the Kima team for sponsoring this AMA. So if you're ready to learn, we're ready to teach. Let's get started. All right, so I'm here with Tomer, Kima Network, and we're going to dive right into it. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here to educate our audience. And this is a project that's been on my radar for quite a while, but I really want to get to know you even better, and I want the audience to get to know Kima Network. So please tell us a little bit more about yourself, and yeah, let's go right into it.
Okay, so first of all, thank you just so much for having us. We're big fans, the whole team. So really happy to be here with you. A little bit about myself, 25 years digital marketeer. I've been an angel investor for the last 12 years. Coming from cybersecurity background, had 5 startups, 3 destroyed me financially completely, restarted my life again, and then 2 exits. These exits allowed me to become an angel investor. In crypto since 2016, exclusively investing in blockchain since 2019, writing for Forbes and Cointelegraph about the amazing blockchain industry, DeFi, and everything related to infrastructure, DePIN, RWAs, and the rest of the amazing stuff we have here in Web3. CMO of Kima, started as an angel investor to the project and as an advisor, and then got the opportunity to join as a late founder to the team. And here I am today, looking forward to having fun.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that introduction. And, if you can tell us maybe more about the team as well. I think
Of
there's more
course.
than just you working on the project here. That'd be really
Of
helpful.
course. Well, I most likely know that I'm the most useless one. I'm just doing the marketing and business development and the token stuff. But my team are actually the ones that created this amazing innovation. So let's start with let's basically go over the co-founders. So we have Eitan, our CEO, co-founder, coming from years of background in the tech industry. Has been a leader and executive in HP, led their accelerators there and other innovation programs, and also in BMC. He has been in crypto since forever, like just shortly after Satoshi Nakamoto presented the Bitcoin white paper. He worked with the team of Agis on the first cold wallet in the world back in the day that utilized your phone and your computer to create a cold wallet. So he's been around in the tech for a very long time. We have Tsachi, our COO, which is also coming from years in the tech industry. He's also the head of syndicate at Syndica, which he founded. He has been involved in most of the STO, RWA platforms that were created in recent years. He was behind the tech there, advisor there, and part of the team that thought how to create all infrastructures. And of course, he has coming from also a VC background, managed Titanium VC, still is, and he's also an angel investor. We have Guy, our CTO, coming also from years in the tech industry, worked with Fortune 500 companies and does it until today. I'm still advising them. Also coming from backgrounds of management in HP, in BMC, etc. An OG in the industry, of course, as you can guess. We have Wael, who is our VP R&D, coming from background with MIT, led there the Web3 blockchain teams. I don't know exactly how you call what he was doing in MIT with the Web3. Then he was leading teams that were building for banks since 2019 already, solutions that utilized blockchain technologies. So yes, I was also surprised that they were already working on these back in 2019. He was leading these teams for various banks, big banks in the US mostly, with us today. And we have Atlas Arman, who is our Chief Business Development Officer, who helps lead everything from A to Z in our business development. One of the OGs of the industry, have been around. He's like the guy that everybody knows when he's coming into the room. So that's Atlas, has been in the industry since forever. And yeah, that's basically what I can share so far.
Well, amazing. Quite the team to say the least, and very impressive from what you guys have been able to, come together here and, and get together and build with. And the team is everything when it comes to a lot of these projects, and having trust in the team is very, very important. So thank you again for, for being here and for sharing. Now, one of the things that, a lot of people I'm sure are wondering is, what is Kima Network, right? If you could, provide us the 60-second elevator pitch here, I think that'd be very beneficial to the audience.
Okay, I'll do my best to do it as quick as possible. I'm not sure if it will be 60 seconds, maybe a little bit more, but let's go. Oh, and I might have missed, we have 34 more team members. So Kima is kind of a big team. We're building a very complex solutions. I won't mention all of them, but we love all of you. So don't be angry that I did not mention you by name. It's too many. A little bit from a bird's eye view about Kima and how we operate. So Kima is an interoperability communication protocol. Now that sounds very complex, and what does it really mean? Um, I like to call it as like the Internet of blockchains. So Kima operates something like the HTTP protocol in your browser, something in a similar manner for blockchains. To simplify it, we have created a universal language and channel for every dApp on every blockchain and every application on any centralized ecosystem to communicate together in a universal language and be able to execute actions on each side in a completely decentralized manner with no intermediaries, with no latency almost, because we do no computation, and in the most secure possible way. We are the only solution at the moment on Earth, as far as we know, that is able to connect Web2 centralized applications to the Web3 decentralized application realms in a completely decentralized manner. We achieve it by creating a network that has no smart contracts, it has no liquidity, it has basically nothing but validator nodes that are very, very unique in the way they operate, that are enabling the existence of an API for the centralized world for applications and an SDK for the decentralized world. And that's what basically makes everything work together and enables both to communicate through the Kima network and do things that we couldn't do before that interoperability solution was ever created.
If you can give us maybe an example of kind of how this works in the real world right now with crypto, because I know, firsthand, meme coins are very fun for, a lot of people who are watching. New projects are exciting, but there's so many new blockchains today. You have Base, you have Solana, you have Ethereum, you have, need I
Yeah.
say more? And
Yeah.
you need all these different wallets and you need all these different coins, and it gets very complex very quickly. So I know that firsthand, and it sounds like Kima really has thought about this and is providing a solution that is going to be very useful, not only to people who are more, new to crypto, but also those who have been in it for quite a while. So yeah, if you could give us maybe an example of how this would really work in the real world here, and if it already is, that'd be very helpful.
I will be more than happy to do so, Joe. So explaining basically how Kima operates. So Kima is completely agnostic to any technology that any blockchain or any centralized entity is built upon. We are agnostic to the asset class that you're using, to the asset type that you're using. We don't really care because Kima created this universal channel for all of them to communicate, and theoretically will be universal still in the future. Again, exactly like you can say DNS protocols, TCP/IPs, and HTTP. So that's a universal way for everything to communicate. So from all of these blockchains, and we have too many around us, we're basically enabling dApps to stay wherever they are. We're not migrating them anywhere and allowing them to communicate and do actions on any other blockchain that they need or want to. For example, let's say that you really like Solana, but you really tap into the liquidity that is on Ethereum. So let's go with Arbitrum, simpler. Then basically by creating a dApp on Solana that is connected to the Kima relay, you're now able to communicate directly with any liquidity that sits on the Arbitrum side, and then basically transfer and get whatever you want to achieve on the Arbitrum side while you never left Solana. And the beautiful thing is that your users don't even know that they just visited for whatever they were doing on Arbitrum and then went back to Solana to complete the action they were doing. Even more interesting, the users do not even know that we exist. So we're now using, for example, a Zoom to have this conversation. Let's say that Zoom is probably utilizing a Cisco infrastructure. We don't even know that we're now customers of Cisco. We don't even care. We're just having a Zoom call. Exactly the same way Kima operates. We're being the pipe underneath everything that just enable this magic to operate. Users shouldn't even care. Like they shouldn't care about it. It's not something that they should bother themselves with. And Kima enables the ability for all of the blockchain to utilize one huge liquidity source, you can say, that is unified. And that's basically, by the way, how the project started. Not many people know, but Kima started as a project called Diversify. Our founders originally had a vision to support the ecosystem by enabling all liquidity on all chains to operate as one huge liquidity source, and by that become a big power that the decentralized world can no longer ignore. While trying to do so, they faced one serious challenge: smart contracts and bridges. So bridges are probably the number one problem of the DeFi world today, because bridges rely on one of the two, smart contracts or oracles. Both of these are software that were written by people. Everything that was written by someone can be hacked by someone else. It's basically, software is basically, you can see it like a mathematical problem, and someone smart enough or motivated enough can find a solution to that mathematical problem. What we know in hacking as exploits, right? Exploits, backdoors, etc., etc. So if I'm sending 100 USDC on Solana now, 100 USDC arrived to a smart contract, and it initiated through the bridge $100 on Ethereum that was sent to your wallet. If I'm being able to blind the oracle or to hack the smart contract in a way with some sort of an exploit, I can drain the liquidity that is stored on one side, or worse, on both sides. And I can drain and steal everything from the bridge. That's the main reason that the centralized world, the centralized financial world, cannot operate with the DeFi world, because no one takes responsibility for it and no one can stop it once it happens. It's too risky for them. So they're using intermediaries. We are paying third parties for fiat on and off ramp. We're paying a lot of money for it. It takes a lot of time, takes KYC, KYB, off our process, horrible nightmare, costs a lot of money, very inefficient. And basically, it's not something that we can rely upon if we want to bring the DeFi message to the masses, and the masses as something that they can use on a daily basis. It's too complicated. Kima operates in a completely different manner. So this is the Kima Magic. I'm going to send the same 100 USDC, but now with the Solana dApp that is connected with Kima's SDK to the Kima network. So on every blockchain that we're connected to, we have something that is called the Kima relay. That's basically like the internet socket in your wall, the Ethernet socket in your wall. So through the SDK, I'm sending 100 USDC now to the Solana smart contract. Solana smart contract received. It didn't initiate anything. it sends a message through its SDK, through the Kima SDK, to the Kima relay. So it's like an Ethernet cable that I just plugged into the Ethernet socket. While doing so, the message goes down to the network. The message said 100 USDC was sent on Solana on this and this date by this and that. Please, once verified, send 100 USDC on Ethereum to that address. The Kima Network validator nodes now receive the message, and now they're starting to validate that it indeed happened. We need now a consensus of 2/3 of the validator nodes on the Kima Network to physically see that the transaction happened on Solana. So in order to trick us, the Kima Network, you need to hack to the Solana network. Basically, you need to hack to all of it and fake that transaction. So once the validator nodes see that indeed a transaction happened, each of the validator nodes is revealing a shard that is stored on the CPU core of that specific validator node. Well, they're all revealing the shards of the private key. The private key is being formed again. The Kima network goes to the Ethereum MPC vault and initiates a transaction to release 100 USDC to your Ethereum wallet. So many theoretically unhackable stages happened here. First, we sent a message, remember, with no money. We sent only a message. So no money, you have nothing to steal. You cannot steal something that doesn't exist. It went down to the Kima network. You need to hack to the whole Solana network in order to blind it and create a fake transaction. And then we released a shard that was stored on your CPU core. The CPU core is the most secure piece of hardware that we have in our computers and servers. We revealed that shard, formed the private key, and then the whole network signed the transaction to be initiated on the Ethereum side. Each and every step is theoretically unhackable. That's how we're so secure, and that's why we are now the only ones who are able to provide you an API for the centralized world and an SDK for the decentralized world, and enabling that communication. That magic that I just explained, that was very long and sounds like something very complex, happened at the speed of light. So exactly like we're having this Zoom call, there's almost zero latency, between us. That's how the Kima network operates. It sounds complicated and like a lot has happened here, but it was basically whooshed of a second to happen because we had no computation process taking place. The only computation was on the Solana side to resolve the transaction of the smart contract, and then on the Ethereum side to resolve the transaction to send you the money. But we happened at the speed of light in the most secure, efficient, and cheap way possible.
Well, thank you so much for that example, and it was very thorough. So I'm sure the audience and even myself here, have really learned a lot. And I really want to talk about next. It says backed by Mastercard's FinSec Innovation Lab. Can you share with us a little bit about that? Because it's a pretty big deal, and it's something that I think maybe the audience is overlooked here. It's a pretty big thing. So, yeah, if you can briefly share on that milestone.
Of course, I will be happy to. We are backed by FinSec Innovation Labs. FinSec Innovation Labs is owned by Mastercard. It's, as you can guess, a fintech innovation labs arm by Mastercard that is basically dealing with accelerating, incubating all kind of disruptive technologies in the financial world. We've been working with them for quite a long time now. They've been supporting us almost since day one with various things that we've been doing with other centralized and decentralized entities. Yeah, so they basically are helping us and gave us all kind of directions within the realms of the centralized financial ecosystems, helping us, of course, with contacts with other entities who are part of this amazing Mastercard huge worldwide ecosystem and other projects and companies in these realms. And yeah, that's basically what I can and allow to share.
Definitely. I mean, it's a really big thing, and congratulations on securing that and working with them. Now, let's get into, what I believe maybe the most fun part of any cryptocurrency. It's the launch, right? The new coin. When can we anticipate, to your best of your ability, to say that Kima and the token is said to be, coming live to the marketplace very soon? Do we have any details and specifics to know that are maybe more time sensitive? And if there is, some, unique tokenomics or use cases for this, because to me, there seems to be a huge need for what you guys are doing on the back end, but for an investor, right? Understanding that as the foundation, what are some other things that are going to get others, excited? Because this is a project that I can see myself is a really big deal. But as the day of the token net generation event comes closer, those fine details of, what this is for investors is very important. So let's dive into that, and then we can talk about when the token is going to be in the wild.
Okay, let's go. Then about the Kima token and its operation. So Kima token is a coin. Kima is a network, as you already guessed, but it's a little bit different than the normal blockchains that we know. It's an app chain. It's an application chain built on Cosmos SDK. It's part of the Cosmos ecosystem. And the tradable version for the average Joe will be basically live on Arbitrum. Arbitrum are our launch partners here for the Kima token. We will be launching it on Arbitrum as the wrapped version, you can say, of the Kima token. And of course, it can be redeemed in any time for a token for the real Kima token, the unwrapped version on the Kima network, in order to be delegated to validator nodes if someone decides to delegate his tokens and generate yield for his Kima tokens. About the scarcity, as a tribute to Satoshi Nakamoto that created 21 million Bitcoins, we have created 210 million Kima tokens. There will be no more Kima tokens in circulation. And that's it, 210. And these are the ones that will be basically providing the gas, or I like to call it stamps, because we're sending messages and not transactions. These are basically the stamps to be used on the Kima network. Every time that the message goes on the Kima network, the DApp will need to use Kima token. The magic is that the users do not even need to hold Kima in their wallet in order to send transactions. So basically, the DApp itself, through the SDK and an API, is doing, while sending the message, the Kima network does with the native gas token of that network, does the swap for the Kima token, purchases that token, adds it to the message, and gets to the other side. So the users do not need to bother themselves even by holding that token, like by holding the Kima token to send messages. They can hold the token to delegate, they can hold the token because they want to speculate, but the Kima token's scarcity happens organically already, because once you use a DApp that is utilizing the Kima infrastructure, it already sends and receives the messages by buying Kima tokens from the market automatically. So by default, every DApp that is now connected to the Kima network has to buy for the rest of its operation with the other side's Kima tokens. So the more dApps connected to the Kima network, the more users will be sending messages. And again, the user do not even know that they're sending messages through a Kima network. For example, one thing that you can do with Kima, which is not only money. So, of course, I can do the simple thing and send 100 USDC. I will pay gas with Sol. A little bit of gas will be used for the token on Kima, sent to Ethereum, initiate the transaction, done. But we can also do, let's say an ultra swap. You can also use swap your Solana to native ETH on Ethereum with Kima, right? You can also do a connection to the PlayStation Network. You can connect now, if of course PlayStation Network will decide and will agree eventually, to connect your PlayStation Network account directly, for example, to your Arbitrum wallet. So you can use your NFTs on Arbitrum or Polygon or Solana or wherever they may be, or even Soneum, their own network, directly with the Kima Network, directly with your PlayStation Network. And you can mint your PlayStation Network game assets to NFTs through Kima directly on whatever blockchain you want to. And again, trade them, sell them, buy them, do whatever you want with them, and then use them. You can also give governments the ability to issue your driver's license on your KYC'd Ethereum wallet with a soul-bound token. And the governmental entity, that is, I don't know, the transportation authority, will be using the Kima network to directly do it with your Ethereum wallet. Everything happens like magic. All of these are using Kima tokens while operating, but you have no idea what is happening. You just went to the government authority website, you connected your Ethereum wallet, and then you got your thing directly, your RWA asset directly sent to your Arbitrum, Ethereum, or whatever wallet. You don't know that we exist. This is the beauty about Kima and the token. So everything happens behind the scene, guys, and the token is the blood that makes all of it work.
So speaking about the token, when do we think the token will be available for trading and for those who are looking forward to, actually implementing this in their life and actually trying this out? Yeah, is there anything that you can tell us more about that?
Of course. So Kima token will be available on the 26th of this month. It's like 5 days from now on Tuesday, 1 p.m. UTC. We're launching initially on 4 centralized exchanges. Originally, we're supposed to launch on more, but we have decided to do a little bit of a change of tactic and to go more towards the community and the decentralized world and less to the centralized world in terms of the liquidity provisioning and, let's say, the care for the community, which we can elaborate on in a few minutes if you'd like. We're launching with KuCoin, with Gate, and with Mexi, and with Bitmart as our initial launch partners. We have a few more other friends from centralized exchanges that will be probably listing Kima the same day. So we'll keep the anticipation. It will be a surprise who these will be. And as secondary listings, we already have a few, you can tell them, I don't know, tier 1.5s, I think they're being called, partners that we are going to launch with. I think there's only like one tier 1, right? It's like only Binance. The rest are all like either 1.5s or 2s or 3s. So with the 1.5s for secondary listings, we don't want to use all of our, let's say, ammo for the traders in the hype in the same day on the launch. We think it's redundant and not needed. And we have better things actually to do instead of paying these exchanges at the same time with that money and with these tokens that usually are being given to airdrop on these exchanges to random people who don't even know what the project is and actually give it back to our community and the decentralized community. We'll be happy to elaborate more on it if you choose to do so. Then, yeah, that's the plan.
Amazing. Yeah, I think we're coming to the end of our interview here actually, and we don't want it to be too long for the audience, but to really wrap things up here for everyone, where can we find out more information about Kima? What is, the best place to go? Is it your social medias? Is it your website? Where can we find even more information about what we've shared?
So you can find the latest news in our Telegram channels, Discord channels, and of course on our Twitter account, X account. We even have a Facebook account, because we're kind of like old school with that, because we're also speaking to the centralized entities They're more into the Facebook kind of era. We still don't have TikTok, but maybe one day. So basically, I think we're everywhere. You can find on our YouTube a lot of information about Kima. And of course, on our websites, we have Kima.network and we have Kima.finance. Two websites. One, as you can guess, Kima Finance is more oriented into the Web 2 and the centralized world. And Kima Network is more into the Web 3 decentralized application developers world. Both of them are, well, two sides of the same coin, I think they say. So feel free to visit both and see what's more to your liking.
Well, Tomer, thank you so much for being here today. We will leave all the links down below in the description for everyone to learn more. And again, we wish you nothing but the best here with Kima and the launch coming very, very soon. So thanks again for being here, and we will be in touch, of course. And we will be definitely, certainly keeping an eye on this project moving forward.
Thank you so much. It was our pleasure. Thank you for being a supporter of Kima, and thank you for having us today.